trees in front of his house snapped in half.
Booms.
Some bizarre noises.
Some strange noises heard around the world the last few weeks.
There is now audio proof.
There's been a lot of buzz over the last few weeks about strange sounds being heard in the atmosphere. People around the world and here at home have reported hearing some bizarre noises.
Some strange noises heard around the world the last few weeks has people buzzing, especially on YouTube. Clips posted from Arizona to England and right next door in Manitoba, all showing folks alarmed by what sounds like a noise straight out of a science fiction flick.
They've happened here and across the country. Mysterious booming noises that for the most part have gone unexplained.
No one seems to know what is causing these weird booms. Not police, not scientists, not even the military.
On Sunday it was at its peak and it was vibrating, you could feel it through your body. And then it starts to die down again and then you feel it building up again.
Investigators are still trying to determine what it was. I'm going to read some information. I just got an update from our desk back at the station. Emergency officials in Lower Bucks County have also received numerous calls about a large boom and the ground shaking, just like some folks were describing out here.
So far, no explanation of what happened here, but it really got the attention of a lot of people, even as far away as Ben Salem, reporting that they felt that their homes were shaking. Police radio have received a lot of calls. The police have received calls.
Don't go out there. You see anything? I know it's coming from there somewhere. I don't like how close that thing is. Oh.
I'll get the kids in the back.
It was just so intense. And as a result of that, I got involved. I contacted the Ministry of the Environment to find out what the issue was and to find out what they knew about it.
You felt it everywhere from Cape May to Manahawkin, Woodbine to North Wildwood. And all of you from Facebook to Twitter and all over social media are wondering, what was that rumble through South Jersey?
Was it an elaborate prank, the sound of aliens, or something else? Those were some of the suggestions heard today as many terrace residents awoke to a rather unearthly sound. Similar sounds have been reported all over the world in recent years, including in Russia, the United Kingdom, and the United States.
The first inning. That's a haunting sound, if we've ever heard one. 1 ball, no strikes. foul. The count is 1-1.
And what could that possibly be? Somebody shut the door.
It sounds supernatural.
It's even got my rabbit standing up. Check them out. That's scary shit. Holy.
Last Sunday night. To some, it sounded like trumpets. To others, a mariner's horn. North Battleford's mayor says he can't explain it.
What I was hearing was what I experienced as possibly scraping.
Mike Halstead was lying in bed when his phone rang. Calls and text messages came in from his friends saying they too had similar experiences.
That's when the goosebumps got me, and I kind of thought, yeah, it's awfully strange.
Hey, 93.3 The Rock? The next day, the local radio station The Rock got flooded with over 40 calls and Facebook messages, each person wanting to know what that sound was last night.
I don't think I've ever had a response that big about something, and it's interesting, right? Human nature, people just want to know what the sounds are.
It's now days later, and the city is still abuzz with talk about the sounds. Everybody with their own guess, estimation, or explanation as to where they came from.
I've heard that Jesus is coming back. I've heard that it's 2012, the world is ending.
This phenomenon stretched beyond North Battleford. Similar experiences were reported in Saskatoon, northern Saskatchewan, and parts of the U.S., even in Europe.
Oh, this is it. Maybe it wasn't 2012, it was 2013. Fucking hell. Alright, okay. It's not an animal, is it? Hang on.
Did you guys hear that? It's weird. I've never heard anything like that before.
The geologists say it's not in the ground. The Air Force says it's not in the air. The astronomers say it's not from space. So we're running out of options.
Véi do céu. Falei que eu tava vendo alguma coisa. Lá do teu lado, lá, pô. Nem 4 horas ainda, velho. Ainda terminei pra Lençóis e voltar pra Bauru ainda. Olha isso, velho. Olha isso. Ó, puta, você não tem que ver onde o Zu vai buscar isso aqui, velho. Você não tá vendo nada aí, filho. Você tem que ver aqui na máquina. Ô, Rafa, tá virando, velho. Puta que pariu, velho. Ah, essa porra dessa bateria tá acabando, bicho. Caralho, velho. Tá descendo, porra. Pera aí, para de ser medroso, caramba. Puta que pariu.
No, amor, esto no es un globo, ¿eh?
That's enabling me to open up the excavations. Square.
Hello, everybody. I have a weird sunset to share. This was from June 15th, 2016. When I woke up this morning, 15 different people posted pictures of this same sunset from last night. They were all taken from various locations in Kansas City, and there were lots of comments that nobody's ever seen a sunset like this before, and it was very unusual.
A mysterious and bizarre apparition has appeared over the skies of Foshan, in China. The footage, which was recorded by a local resident, appears to show a huge city floating in the clouds. The apparition, which was witnessed by hundreds of shocked local residents, only lasted a few minutes before completely disappearing. Local news and meteorological experts, who reported on the event, claim the phenomena was a fata morgana or mirage, very similar to the one that occurred above a river, in East China, in 2011. However, others have theorized that this mysterious apparition was possibly the result of a Project Bluebeam test, or perhaps was a temporal vortex, a possible parallel universe, materializing briefly into our own reality. Until further reports and footage are released, we can only speculate at what this bizarre phenomena actually was. But it is possible, considering China's technological achievements, that a top-secret holographic technology was tested over a heavily populated city, in an effort to gauge the general public's reaction.
3 different continents. In the past week, we've had 3 sky apparitions in 7 days worldwide, and the identical Sky City apparition was seen in the US as was in China. 20 hours ago, we saw in Orange, California, the same city floating in the sky, the same apparition as was seen in China 6 days ago. And in between that, we've had a city floating in the sky above Hastings, UK. That was another apparition. Many people have said, well, perhaps it's Blue Beam Project, or it could be something called mirage, an optical illusion, Fata Morgana, as the weather experts explain. Fata Morgana can be seen on land or sea and involves the optical distortion and inversion of distant objects such as boats, which can appear as skyscrapers because the images become stacked when rays of light bend as they pass through air of different temperatures, such as in a heat haze. Well, these three sky apparitions of cities have been seen in areas close to land and water, such as coasts of rivers or lakes or seashores. So that would be possible. Of course, it could be an optical illusion called Fata Morgana. But the mystery doesn't stop here. The fact is that why would the same exact floating city seen in China last week be appearing over Orange, California in the United States? Well, of course, we see that China and the US are separated by a huge ocean called the Pacific Ocean. And why would the same city be appearing over California? If it was Fata Morgana, it would be a different city. So that's not possible then. That rules out the mirage. What else could it be? It could be a laser animation projection of advanced laser optics onto the sky. I think that this is some kind of a Blue Beam, Project Blue Beam technology that China was using over China, or any country for that matter could be positioning these images anywhere worldwide. It doesn't have to be the country of the event that has been taking place. So perhaps China was using the same image of the city over California because it lacked enough images to project. I'm sorry, but what can I say? What's the logic of having the same exact city floating over the skies of Orange, California that you had over China last week? That's so absurd.
សួស្តីមិត្តភក្តិទាំងអស់គ្នាឥឡូវនេះមកអភូតហេតុមួយប៉ុន្តែខ្ញុំអត់ដឹងថាមកពីមូលហេតុអីឬក៏ជាសញ្ញាអ្វីមួយទេពេលនេះឥឡូវនេះគឺយើងមើលទៅលើមេឃទាំងអស់គ្នាយើងនឹងឃើញរូបមួយខែហើយមានអីព័ទ្ធជុំវិញតែឥឡូវយើងទៅមើលទាំងអស់គ្នា1 2 3ចាំបើអត់ជឿសូមបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាងើយមើលទៅលើមេឃទាំងអស់គ្នានឹងឃើញហីក្តៅហ៎ អូយខ្ញុំក៏ដែរឃើញដែរមិនដែរទៅកលេចមើលវិញទៅគឺឃើញអញ្ចឹងមែនបើសិនជាបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាអត់ជឿទេចាសូមអញ្ជើញងើយមើលទៅលើមេឃទាំងអស់គ្នានឹងបានឃើញនៅពុទ្ធហេតុនេះ
Okay, so here I am out here in September, and as you can see, there's obviously a really very clear planet that is right north of the sun. And wow, I would love to say it was the moon, but since the moon happens to be right here on the opposite side, there's no way it is. And since we all have been taught in school that Mercury and Venus do not show up, oh, just look at that planet just beaming and shining right now. Somebody tell me what it is. Thank you.
If you live in the American Northeast and heard a loud boom in the early hours of Tuesday, fear not, it was just a meteor. The speeding fiery ball was caught on the dash cam of a police patrol car in Portland, Maine. While the divine is certainly one explanation, the Portland, Maine Police Department offered another when it shared the dash cam footage on Facebook. The post reads in part, "They could just be some of Stephen King's friends on their way to visit him. Whomever they are, I'm sure we could win them over with a whoopie pie."